the truth.
I guess that's my part right there. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys much for tuning in. Oh, what's the date today, they say? I don't know. I'll have to ask the government because the government's always the best. Looks like it is July 29th. It's a Wednesday, 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here. Well, guys, again, we have the voting and all the good stuff going on around the world today and tomorrow and next week and forever and always because voting day is every day, right? Anyway, we do have our primary elections going on. A lot of people are out there primarying. And if you have not, they do have a lot of early vote casting going on right now. So that is a thing. So a lot of people can get out there and early vote if they want to. All right. So, okay. What do we do here? This morning, I was trying to, I wanted to get part of the Fauci thing in, and I happened to catch a little bit of it, but I didn't catch all the good highlight stuff and all that. So I'm gonna talk about him a little bit here in a second, but I want to talk about a couple other things first. Now, we did talk about the young man yesterday, the lifeguard who went out and was in the breakwaters there trying to do his best to save that kid. And actually did save the kid. I mean, it was a great story at the end. But what I'm going to say, though, is this guy actually has a bigger story to tell. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the article because on certain websites, when they have these ad pop-ups, as you scroll, it tries to pop the ad up, and so it messes up the scroll up and down. Anyway, I don't know how many more ads these places have to sell to be able to write an article, but, I mean, it is absolutely unbelievable. I can't hardly do my show because when I try to click to the articles I want to read, the amount of ad pop-ups, and I'm not saying ad pop-up is like pop-ups. I'm saying the ads on their page. This is their page advertising to me. Anyway, 16-year-old California lifeguard Ryder Williams, that was his name. Remember yesterday we didn't have his name because he was an underage. We now know it's Ryder Williams, did not stop saving lives after his heroic rescue of a 10-year-old boy. Williams, a rookie California State Parks lifeguard, charged with the pounding waves at Seabright State Beach in Santa Cruz on Saturday after the young man was knocked down and dragged roughly 15 yards into the ocean. Now his family has revealed that the rescue seen around the world was only one of the three Williams performed that day. He had two rescues afterwards on the same day. After being battered by massive waves while desperately holding onto an exhausted child, the 16-year-old went back to work and then reportedly completed two more rescues. Video of the first one shows Williams wrapping the boy in a tight grip as towering waves repeatedly crashed upon them. Several bystanders attempt to help. The child was evaluated by paramedics and returned to his family without suffering serious injuries. William escaped with only minor abrasions after being driven into the sand while shielding the boy. And I will tell you, if you've ever been really rocked by the sand, those rocks, I mean, it feels like, anyway, it's rough. It's like you're being ground down by sandpaper. There's the impact of it, but then there's just a lot going on there. Anyway, so while Williams escaped, he said, according to his grandfather, the humble teenager dismissed the national attention and told his family that saving lives was simply his job. And that's what we all should do. Saving each other constantly, day after day, is what we should be doing for each other, and it should just be what we do because it's our job. As humans, as humanity, we should be trying to help each other as often as possible. His 54-year-old retired, his father, a 54-year-old retired firefighter, said the family had been overwhelmed by the enormous outpouring of support. His mother confirmed Williams' identity on social media and rejected calls for a GoFundMe. He's just doing the job that he absolutely loves, she said, urging supporters instead to back the Santa Cruz County Park Junior Guard program that trained Ryder. Well, there you go. Support those that are supporting him. So President Trump responded Tuesday by announcing that Williams' family will be invited to the White House, possibly alongside the young boy whose life he saved. Trump said the teenager would receive a high civilian honor, although the president did not specify which award would be presented. Well, again, that's all right. So again, this is one of those stories that feels good, but here's a problem, guys. This is what every single story should. This is all my news should be full of right now. I should not be running into. I shouldn't be running into the Dr. Fauci stuff as much as I have. And it's continuing to go on. Now, let me do a quick. I'm going to do a quick news story before we get into the Fauci news of the day. Fauci really basically shit the bed all day today. I don't care if you think he's the hero or not, or whatever it is you think that's supposed to be going on out there. But his testimony, the way he acted, and I watched his body language, especially when Rand Paul was talking to him, and I mean, it was unbelievable how pissed this dude was. This little Jewish man sitting there just boiling in his skin. In fact, one of the telltale signs is this is what the paper was doing as he was trying to read his opening statement. And yes, I'm exaggerating it. But if you watch the piece of paper, I don't know if I got a what do I have here? I don't know if I got a piece of paper. Like when you're holding a piece of, I don't have like a piece of paper. Here we go. All right. So when, I don't even know what this is. Bill of Rights Institute. Okay. So as he was reading his statement, the paper was just like this. And if you could see how that's moving, you can hear it. This is what he was doing while he read his like 2-paragraph statement. I don't even know what this is. Anyway, so watching him shudder as he was reading his statement because of the anger that was welling up inside of him and the true vitriol he had, the fact that someone bothered to question him. Now, guys, listen, let's all stop for just a second here, and let's all have a little bit of a slowdown. I'm not on Rumble. I wonder what that's all about. Who knows? Let's see if I can find out what's going on Restream. Or do they detether me? Let's see here. Well, it shows everything's streaming out. Oh, my access expired on Rumble, so I'll have to reconnect that. What a bunch of dumb. Why do they do that? Why do they time out my stuff for no particular reason? It just drives me crazy. Anyway, so going back to, which I just got, sorry, I was just, all right, I got distracted by those two things. If you guys can catch me up on what I just said here, hey, Courtney Allen, good to see you. So, if you guys, I know I was just talking about something, and I wanted to talk about the DNC and all that, but I was just finishing something up, and I totally had a space case moment where I just totally spaced what I was going to say there. So, if you guys could back me up with what I was talking about, I do want to go on. We'll go on to James Carville here. So, James Carville, I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, but he was a Democrat strategist for the DNC. He was a big deal back in the 90s. Everybody thought he was, he was a kingmaker and he would do all these things. Well, somehow he's still got a podcast, and somehow people still think he's relevant. Well, he said today that the DNC needs to be turned over to David Hogg. If you remember David Hogg, he was the guy who supposedly was at the Miami mass shooting. And he was the one who ran into the school. Remember this whole weird thing? But he's in college, but yet he's in high school. But he was at the high school, but he's not supposed to be. But nobody's calling out for his bad behavior. Do you remember the Miami? What was it? It was a Florida school shooting. And David Hogg, the gay guy, went around and said that he was there and saw it and this and that, and he stopped the guy and all kinds of. The story changed a lot, but nobody seems to care because he is still out there talking shit about gun control. Whatever happened to Beto O'Rourke? Remember the Irish kid who called himself Mexican or something, and then he was going to be the next president from Texas, and he was going to take on Trump and beat Trump. What happened to old Beto O'Rourke? Remember that guy? He's kind of like a David Hogue thing. Is really out of place, doesn't make a lot of sense, but David Carville thinks that somehow, some way. Oh, okay, so we were talking about Fauci. Oh, in his waving hands. Yeah, the amount of... So anyway, that's about Carville. Carville wants David Hogue to run the DNC, so I think that'd be freaking great. But anyway, just a person, if I were to have a person in front of me who was shaking the paper like this to try to read their statement to me, and then I plead the Fifth Amendment according to my rights of the Constitution under my attorney's privilege, just said, Okay, so when you think about how much physical reaction that Fauci had, this guy is an elderly man. Now, let me explain something to you. As I know things, as we get older, we don't have the same reactions. We don't act in the same way. But for a man of his age to sit there and have so much adrenaline going through his body that he was not able to control it while shaking the piece of paper that he had to read for like 3 minutes. It wasn't a 30-minute speech. It wasn't a 3-hour speech. It wasn't even anything important. He just got up there and said, Rand Paul is making me do this. It makes me bad, and it makes me feel bad, and then he makes me feel bad. That's it. And then he said, I plead the Fifth according to my attorneys and the Constitution. Thank you. My attorneys told me I can't talk to you guys because I say things and then I get 100 and some odd times this man said that. Josephine, good to see you. What's up? Good afternoon, she says, Jim. I said, what's up? She goes, good afternoon, Jim. Okay. So anyway, I was a little fired up on that, right? Now, Mr. Ouchie Fauci here, for 100 and some odd times, said, under the advice of my attorney, I will not say anything of Fifth Amendment privileges. Yeah! So, here's where this problem is. I'm complaining about this one way. I'm complaining about it in one style, one way. Okay? One way. But what am I not saying? I'm just complaining about him doing, he did this. Oh, Fauci, ouchie. What am I not telling you guys? That because Fauci was brought there to testify about what he did prior to January 19th, 2025, he was there to testify that. Do you know what the problem was with that? Because he has a pardon. If he does not tell what really happened or try to explain himself according to what really happened, it's a type of contempt. It goes into a whole bunch of gray area. It gets real sticky because what does Congress have for authority? What does the DOJ really have? I mean, the DOJ has got cases against the Sedgwick County District Attorney, the administrative judge, the lead judge in Sedgwick County, and another judge who's no longer there but retired, plus the assistant DAs, plus the 20-some police officers involved in my case, plus the Kansas Bureau of Investigations lab. There's a federal case against all of them. But just like what Rand Paul said is I have been referring Fauci to the DOJ and nobody's picking it up. Just like my case. There's one at the federal level, but nobody's picking it up. Well, you can go after him civilly, Jim. Well, I don't got a few $1 million laying around to go after that. Oh, but you'll win. Oh, I bet I will. But I don't have the few $1 million to go after it. See, that's the difference here. But here's my problem. I want you to go back and think about what we're talking about here. Okay, Rand Paul has said, I have numerous times with countless amounts of evidence have stacked the deck and showed exactly what he has done, word for word, law by law, exactly what to prosecute. The DOJ will not pick it up. His words, not mine. Does that sound similar to the case that I have against the judges that did the things to me? Very much so. The DOJ, the Federal Department of Justice, got some other shit to do. They don't got time for you. They got other things going on. Just like they don't have time for Rand Paul either. And the sad part of it is even though everybody gets all up in arms about Rand Paul, and I do too once in a while, because sometimes I think he needs to just chill out sometimes. But one thing I do honor him for, Rand Paul, he stays with it. Rand Paul don't mess around. Rand Paul is the guy. You guys need to listen to him more often. He really is telling you what's going on. But the sad part of it is, it's just him. It's just him. They got rid of Thomas Massie. Remember, they got him out in the election. They primaried him. Oh, the big election. Boy, Trump even gotten involved in that one. Trump's got his hairs all up in a tussle over that. But I do believe, for some reason, that Thomas Massie was done. I think he had gone as far as he felt like he could. And I think that he did push this so that he could get primaried and walk away with a quote-unquote primary loss, but still say he stayed in the good fight. I do believe Thomas Massie has done a lot, and I think he's probably been threatened more than we will ever know. And I like the guy. I like the fact that he lives off the grid. He homeschools his children. The only thing he has is a Starlink on his property. No wires connect to his house. No plumbing connects to his house. Everything he grows and eats is on his property. That's it. The animals that he grows, he slaughters and eats there on the property. That was what Thomas Massie does, and that's why I believe when Thomas Massie's getting his shit together and saying, hey, this is what we're doing, you got to listen to him. Now, I do believe sometimes we get a little hot-headed about stuff, but that's how it works. Stephanie Morrow, what's up? She's over there across the pond. Good to see you. Good night to you, sweet Princess Brenda. I hope that you have good sleep after you listen to the show tonight. I'm trying not to get you all wound up before you go to bed. But anyway, good to see you, Stephanie Morrow. Thank you for being here. So, on Monday's edition of Fox News, the Ingram Angle, Health and Human Service. On Monday's edition of Fox News, the Ingram Angle, which was on an hour ago, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joined host Ingram to unpack newly released diary entries from so-called Anthony Fauci. From so-called Dr. Anthony Fauci. Kennedy said the diaries, which Senator Rand Paul published after locating them on 11 government servers. Okay, a second. Okay. Hey, guys. Why do these people keep writing their crimes down? Like James Comey, do they have that much immunity that they don't even give a shit, that they think it's cool to just write their consciousness on pieces of paper and then put it into the federal archives? Is that what happens to you when you get to this level of narcissism and you just believe that you're so untouchable? When you believe you're one of the most famous people on earth and the most famous person in America? Is this what you start doing? You can become so drunken by your own Kool-Aid, your own poison sauce, that you start believing your own bullshit and you're like, oh, you know what I am? I'm your bestest ever! Woo! Hell yeah! You know, I want to meet smart people. I want to engage with people of intelligence. I want to engage with people that push me and my intelligence to think of other and new ways of comprehending data and bringing in all kinds of new, fresh ideas, working on the body and the mind and the spirit. To me, gaining that knowledge, going out and getting those things. But here's my problem, guys. I want to do things that gains knowledge and gets better. Why are we having people in government going around writing down their crimes as they're committing the crime, but then feign, me, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting right here just being all government. Doopa-doopa-doopa-doo, just governmenting away. Hi, I'm government. Doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're supposed to believe? My problem is, guys, if you're going to do a crime, stop writing it down. But maybe when you get all in your head and you're smelling your own farts, you're like, oh, my farts are the best. I'm the smartest ever. Oh, I can't, yeah. Nobody can be more than me. I am the COVID doctor. Is this like Dr. Mendele or some shit? Like, is that what they did? Was Dr. Mendele the one that was doing the weird experimental shit and all that they blamed it on him, but it was actually like thousands of other doctors? Anyway, so this guy wrote it down, and it was uploaded to 11 government servers. Server, 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 server. Yes, that was 11 servers. That's where his diaries are. Why is his diary, his personal, according to him, his personal information? Hey, you uploaded your personal information to a federal server over 11 different servers, 11 different times? Sir, Mr. Fauci, sir, look right here. Okay, it's not Sabbath. I know it's a Jewish holiday coming up here soon, whatever you guys call it. But listen, buddy, come on, right here. Are you worried about us knowing about your private thoughts, but you put it on 11 federal servers? This is breathtaking to me. That, Rand Paul, his opening statement, Rand Paul is just picking on me, and then he took my private thoughts and he made them public. You put them on a government server, and that's where he found them. How is that your private thoughts? You little weirdo. You little pointy-eared little troll. You give trolls a bad name, partner. You make them under-the-bridge trolls that eat slime and slugs and salamanders. You make them look like high class. Mr. Fauci, you gotta talk to me, buddy. You gotta talk to me, partner. What are you talking about? I don't understand your language. Maybe you're speaking Israeli or Jewish. Can you speak English to me? Because I'm American and we pay you with our American dollars. And you have patents on American vaccines that you make money off of. So don't tell me in your little thoughts in the back of your mind that you're so worried about your money. Because here's what's the problem, Mr. Fauci. You may have immunity, but you don't have immunity to civil lawsuits. And you don't have immunity when those people start coming for you and the class actions come and the people keep coming and they find your address and they keep coming. When they find out that you lied and their grandma died, when they found out you lied and grandma died, someone's looking for you. Someone knows that you got all up in your head and all up in your ego, got all boastful and prideful, got all down deep in your black little sinful heart there. The heart of a man is exceedingly wicked. How shall you know it? Well, we're seeing it on full display. And tell me that there are not children of parents and grandparents that are out there thinking about this man and what it was when Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, they all said, we've got a fix for you. We've got a fix for you in 2014 for Fort Riley soldiers to get the COVID vaccine, right? Fauci, you knew back then. You were doing gain of function in 2014. Snake venom poisoning. Look it up. But Mr. Fauci, you're upset with us, right? You're big mad. But what happens now, partner? We saw you pull your pants down and show us your big manhood. and how you're so big and so popular. You're not even referring to the idea that it feels like it's out of control and the information is lost. No, it was about how popular you were and that you got to throw the first pitch out and you got to go to this show and this party and this red carpet and you got that money and this money. In fact, in one of his emails, please make sure that we get the money worked around so I can receive those gifts as a public employee. It was $1 million gift for a single interview show up to a Washington Examiner interview. For one interview with the Washington Examiner, they gave him $1 million. Oh, it wasn't a form of a prize. You won the form of a prize, Dr. Fauci. You're so great. We're giving you prizes of $1 million gift. Here you go. And can you do that interview too, real quick? Okay, $1 million for gift to you because you're great, man. So beautiful. Woo, Fauci. That was the award he won. I don't know what the name of it is. It's a happened to be the right time of the moment award, and he got $1 million for that for doing one interview. Guys, I want you guys to hear the ludicrous of this. And as this man who has immunity sits there on his little throne, on his little toadstool, and tells you, I got nothing to say while I take your money. You're still paying him, by the way. You know that, right? Oh, all the federal benefits and the retirement and the health care that he receives. And then plus all the patents that he still has that are still fully involved in vaccines. Oh, he has patents on things that the vaccines use. So he gets a taste of everything. So you guys aren't getting it. It's a cool kids club and you're not invited. This is a 2-tier system. We're down here, they're up there. I hope some slop falls off the table so we can eat. Huh, boys and girls? Because this isn't about financial tiers of middle class and lower class. This is not financial tiers of, the elitist, the 1%, the 10%, the middle, the lower. It's not about how those who have millions and billions and trillions and those that have zero. Guys, this is an entirely different system of cool kids that you're not even equating to why this works for them. You think, it's gotta be, you're just not part of the club. Well, I got $1 billion. No, you could be a billionaire and never see an invitation or those people that actually are those elitists that think that they're the best. That club is an invitation. You could be a trillionaire. You could be whatever you want to be, but you're not going to get in unless they want you in. And in fact, if they find out you're getting a little too big for your britches, you think you got $1 billion, they'll whack-a-mole you. They'll class action lawsuit, stick the FCC after you, come after you with every legal thing they can through the government. Why? Because they know how to manipulate the government to do what they want. So again, I digress. These people are unbelievable. I don't know how you go and put your little tie and blue shirt on today, but the problem I am having with you, Mr. Sir, you have the opportunity to say, listen, I got involved in this. Here's the thing. Here's the beauty of this. He could literally do the Perry Mason thing. He could literally do the Perry Mason thing. He could just go, I did it. It was me. I am Mandela. He could be like, I am the killer. Like he's just like anti-aircraft gun. He's just shooting I shot the little kids in the village. I was the one who dropped the Hiroshima. I did all the things on Earth. He can admit I was the one that was killing those ladies after the Garth Brooks concerts. It wasn't Garth Brooks, it was me. I would go to his concerts, get all fired up and go kill a lady. It was great. And he could say that. And he could come clean. And he could even say, listen, I was in it for the money. And I got involved, but then that guy made me do it, and that guy got involved, and that guy wanted some money, and this guy over here, and this guy over here, and then we got together, got a big meeting, and this is how we did it. And he could just lay out the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just lay them out. Boom, 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 boom. And he could absolve himself. Like, listen, I am telling you everything because I want you guys to know I am no longer going to be involved with this. I want everything I want this off my soul. I don't want the pieces of silver. I am just done. He could have just cleansed himself in this moment. But you stupid little chattel, you stupid little your little swine, your little garbage eaters down here, you public, how dare you bother this fine man of medical lore? I mean, they're gonna put up universities in his name. They're going to put bridges with his name. There are going to be ships with his name on there. It will be Fauci everywhere. How dare you question him? How dare you? And that's why he had to say, I plead the fifth, because I just don't even understand why I'm even here. This is just a thing for Rand Paul to do. He didn't have anything else to do on a Wednesday, so Rand Paul drugged me in here. And I just can't say things because this is just so stupid. It's not worth the response. I am so tired of your games. Let me go. I shall go back to my castle, my lofty castle, sit there and look at all of I own. Oh, I own so much. All of my monies, all of my fames. I am the bestest ever. You think that's what he did? Do you think that's what he was doing in his head, that he believed that he was just way above all of us? And yeah. He got a 10-year pardon. Anything from this date to this date, whatever you did, don't worry about it. Oh, okay, cool. My problem with this whole situation and this whole thing is just that the elitism that you're seeing, and yet the Democrats, this one lady got on there, and she's just like, Mr. Fauci, doctor, excuse me, Dr. Fauci of the NIAID, also the NIH, also the board of this, and you're just, and you have done so, you've been, how many years you've been on earth, and every one of them you've been a doctor, like, even when you were in the womb, you were a doctor, you're just so breathtaking. As a Jewish American, we would like you to stand up and just take a bow, and being the doctor that you are. I thank you, Mr. Fauci. Without you, science would never be where it is today because you stood your ground. You're the best. I love you. I'm making all that shit up. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And this show isn't completely irrelevant. I thought I would just do a humorous show all day long. Guys, this is what we're dealing with. So anyway, citing an entry describing a June 21st pulmonary infarction, citing an earlier I'm screwing this whole thing up. Citing an entry describing a June 21st pulmonary infarction, Kennedy told Ingram that 5 months after Fauci widely televised Moderna vaccines at the NIH, 5 months after. Okay, listen. Fauci widely televised Moderna vaccines at the NIH. The doctor suffered a serious pulmonary event that clearly indicated a vaccine injury, yet never disclosed to the public. Kennedy characterized that episode as evidence Fauci was vaccine injury while continuing to insist such side effects were not occurring at scale. So this was written a little bit backwards here. Sorry, I burped there. But the point of it is that he's saying that in one of Fauci's little entries here, in a June 21, he talks about, in his diary, he has a pulmonary infarction, 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 that's it, farction, right? Kennedy told Ingram that 5 months after this, he was still pushing these things. Kennedy tied those origin disputes to his longstanding claim that Fauci-backed gain-of-function research in Wuhan made the U.S. government partly liable for the emergency of SARS-CoV. He renewed his call for a national truth commission to examine the funding and the pandemic response. Guys, we're not even talking about Ukraine yet. We're not talking about Ukraine yet. We're just still talking about some couple 2,900 and 140 different labs that we employ in China, by the way. Do you know that there are grant monies going through the NIH? The NIH is sponsored by the American government, and the NIH is giving out these grants to these countries. See, this is where we think we're like, well, we don't give money to China. You're stupid, Jim. You're stupidest ever. I tell you what, you're so, I'm tired of it. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. I understand. No, the NIH and different agencies that we pay money into, the National Health Institute, National Institute of Health, not National Health Institute, NIH. They get. There's a bunch of these different little organizations, and then they disperse money again, because it's just like the USAID thing. The USAID gets money, and then they're the ones that are supposed to be responsible for handing it out and tracking it and checking on it. Not happening. We're going to find out about Ukraine sometime here. I don't know when it's going to happen. I think we're going to find out about Israel too. I do believe there are things going on in Israel. By the way, guys, do you know that Israel actually finished all the research in cannabis and the effects on the human being and all the different parts of how it was keeps you from being mentally manipulated? That THC actually keeps you actually very healthy. It actually heals your cells, does all kinds of stuff for sleep, all these different things. Israel had all of that research done by the early 70s, and why do you think they made it illegal? When you have THC in the system, you are not as susceptible to mind control. When you are using CBD and THC products in your body for pain or just sleep regulation or whatever it is, by regularly ingesting THC and CBDs into the body, you are less suggestible. I don't know how to say that. Less suggestible. Yeah, that's right. So the point of it is this MK Ultra, the mind control things, remember, that was pushed really hard through the 50s and 60s, but then they banned or outlawed cannabis through taxation, remember? But Israel had already figured out that those that are using it are not able to be manipulated like those that do not use. Nicotine and THC have receptors on every cell in your body. Every cell in your body has a nicotine and THC receptor. That's why they're banning cigarettes, and that's why they're having a hard time keeping the lid on THC globally. Guys, there's a victory in freedom. There really is. Quit limiting others so they can quit limiting you. When you want someone else to be limited, they can limit you. It's that simple. I know that's going to hurt your head a little bit. It gets a little bit wishy-washy on some things, but it's true. Hey, Marcia Enderton, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for being here. And we do have Stephanie Morrow here. She is from across the pond, and it is late night there, but she stays up and watches the Jim Price show to go to sleep. So thank you for that. All right, what do we got here? All right, so anyway, I guess it gets me wound up. Now, do I believe that we are going to get daylight savings time switched? I'm throwing this in there real quick, see if you guys are paying attention. Looks like Trump is actually pushing for it to be finalized, but you know who is still holding it up? Tom Thune, Senate President. Love that guy. Can't wait for old Tom Thune to go home. I'm so freaking tired of you, Tom. God dang it, dude. Would you leave? But you know what's going to happen, just like we had at the midterms when Trump was in his first election and all that good stuff. We're going to have another change of the Senate president. That'll be coming up here at the beginning of as soon as November. I think they'll do it either December. I don't know if it'll be in December, if they'll get it done by December, or if they'll do it in January and waiting for the new incumbents or the new electees to come in. I'm not sure how that'll go, but I do know that they are going to be talking about Senate president here in a couple months, guys. You watch. Money on it. Who's got money? All right. Oh, by the way, guys, have you guys taken a look at the new website, the JimPriceShow.com website? I did change a few things around. We do have a donation button on there that allows you to donate to the Jim Price Show. We do have the show and the last episodes up there. We also have our merchandise. We also have the Jim Price Show poem that I wrote back in 2020. We have T-shirts. The corner of badass and cool shit. That's one of the ones that we have. I love that shirt. I really do. And this house that I live in, I've been here now 14 years. And, excuse me. On Facebook, I would create an event here if we were doing croquet in the backyard, or if we were doing a barbecue or whatever it was. And I labeled it the corner of badass and cool shit, just being funny. And it stayed. So every time that you would pull this address up, it was the corner of badass and cool shit, but I'm not on the corner. And so anyway, it was always a fun joke, running joke. But anyway, I do have a shirt out there that talks about the Jim Price Show is at the corner of badass and cool shit. And that's a callback to when I used to have a Facebook login or a Facebook location here. It was actually a location. You'd pull it up and it would come up. Brenda says, I do not like daylight savings time. Even doctors have said it's not healthy. 50% increase in heart attacks in the spring and in the fall, the 3 days after the time change every year. And by the way, guys, listen, I'm going to put something out there, and I want you guys to think about, Nina Horton. Okay, listen, Nina Horton is here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to Nina Horton. It is her birthday. And if I remember right, Nina, you are 93. Now, listen, guys, I've known Nina now since she was 85. I've known Nina since she was 85. I knew her back when she was in her 80s. What? What's up with that? So, Nina Horton, she is the original OG. She's the original of the Jim Price Show. She was listening to me when I was on the radio on KQAM and FM, Wichita, Kansas. And she was a great listener. She was chiming in. And I have gotten to go to Christmas dinners with her and her family. I've got to meet her family, her extended family, her granddaughter, and then her great-grandson. And I've got to meet a lot of the family, her children. What a great woman Nina Horton is. She lost her husband a while back, was a great musician, he was. And Nina Horton, she's got a great wit about her. You guys need to ask her about her stories. Nina Horton has stories she has written. Nina Horton has stories she has written. And guys, you got to celebrate that because she's got quite a story to a lot of things, and she's very well-spoken, a very, very gracious person. I do care about her deeply, and it is her birthday today. She did try to remind me yesterday or the day before. I don't care what day it was. Every day is your birthday, Nina. If you're in your 90s, you get to have your birthday whenever the hell you want. And you are greatly missed every time we don't see you here. But when you do show up, Nina, my love goes out to you, sweetheart. You are the best out there. 93 or 94. I don't know. I guess I'm not supposed to tell her age. I got to think in your 90s, you guys start calling them back, don't you? Like when you hit 90, you're like, yeah, that's right, boy. I'm in my 90s. You get that little sassafras about you. You get a little bit of that, well, now that I'm in my 90s, you better respect my 90s, right? So anyway, Nina, I'm sorry, Fauci ouchie. He said he was going to plead the fifth, so he did not get a chance to wish you happy birthday. So he pleaded the fifth today, but I'll say happy birthday. So even though Fauci wasn't willing to during his Senate hearings today, I will say happy birthday. Screw that guy. He should have said happy birthday at least to you, Nina. You're the best. Anyway, 93 years old. Yeah, she just told me there. She's on 93. Well, I tell you what, you'll pull. Oh, Nina, she'll just stop the old Jim Price Show cold, won't she? She just gets me to talk about her. I've been to more dinner theaters with her than I had ever been in my life, and I always worry that they're going to pull me on stage because I have my long hair and I seem like an obvious target sometimes, but Nina and her family have always been gracious with me, and they never expected me to pay or any of that. They just wanted me to be there, and I got to see her with Tim Tebow and a couple other events that we got to see each other at different events with some other political events as well. And she's got a great thing going. I tell you what, one of those legacies, Nina Horton and her family, they did a great job. So anyway, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nina. Happy birthday to you. Well, I hope that was in tune or tone or whatever it's supposed to be. But Nina, you're the best. So hang in there, girl. And keep coming. Keep coming on by. We need to hear from you. You need to hear those stories, too. And if you guys, I'm serious, if you guys want to hear, she's got stories, like written down stories, and lots of cool stuff. If you look at her Facebook, you'll see some of the pictures of her and her husband at different events where he and his boys were playing in the band. And he had a little band, and they got to go to church and do all kinds of stuff and raise a great family. So Nina Horton, God bless you, sweetheart, and many, many more to you, right? All right. From you, it's great. Well, Nina, that tells me that my voice wasn't on spot right there, was what you were telling me, so maybe I need to work on that. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I would like to learn how to sing. And I know that sounds stupid, but I don't know if I can sing. I don't know if what singing for me sounds like. I don't know what my voice would be. So that was something that's kind of crazy, because at one time I was married to a vocal coach. I was married to him, and they never helped me. Ever. God dang, I pick him. Woo-wee. Wow, that was a little flashback right there. But anyway, I always wonder what my voice would be like, but I'm 55. What do I know? Right? Anyway, well, happy birthday, Nina. In tune, out of tone, monotone, flat, high, Sharpie. Like the black Sharpies, you know. Anyway. All right. And she's a heck of a sport. Oh, Nina, she is doing great. So, all right. So anyway, like I said, Fauci, ouchie, did the fifth thing all day. Tired of it. But the sad part of it is this guy went around and he's done interviews where basically in the interview, he's contradicting like everything he was saying on his own stuff. And by the way, again, his own stuff was on 11 different servers in the federal government. Okay, listen, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't have a journal or a diary, so you're not going to find me and like, as me, it's July 29th, 1988. Today I went to school. No, I went to school. I can't go to school on July 28th. I've been working. Today I went to work, and I was working for Taco Bell as a shift manager. I was manager there, so I went to work today and closed Taco Bell on East Kellogg and closed the drawer, changed out the music because the other mixtape isn't good. The one we had is better. That's not going to be out there, and I'm not going to be in there like, and one day when I am a virologist and I will be the bestest on the earthest and I will never, I will be, and then I'm going to download that to the federal government. Guys, listen to what I just said. The reason that we're even having this conversation about Comey or Fauci or any of these other guys is because they wrote it down and it's in government computers that they put it there. What are you talking about? I don't feel sorry for this guy for a half second. Don't get mad. Hey, this is slander. It's not slander. It's your words, bro. It's your words that you put into a government computer and then left. Like, you didn't put a block on it. You didn't put a passcode. You did do not look because this is my innermost thoughts and don't talk about it outside this because this is just me and me talking. When I talk to me, we agree that I, me, and we. I mean, you put that into a government computer and said, don't look? I don't know how to math that. How do you, sir, I need you to look right over here. What? Sorry, I mean to scare you there, but really? WTF? What the? I don't know, guys. So, again, this is one of those things that we just all look around and go, okay, if I run from the cops over a speeding ticket, they'll shoot my truck because I'm endangering. Like they have the permission to do deadly maneuvers, pit maneuvers, but also fire weapons, ram vehicles, the whole thing. They know that over a speeding ticket. This guy killed people. Oh, even got me to hesitate. Pisses me off. I don't hesitate. That's, God dang it, I don't like that. Got me to think that, ivermectin was going to kill me. Give me a problem because I got high blood pressure. But then I learned about high blood pressure. That's all bullshit, and I'm off medication to feel better. Anyway, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. All the advice I give is not worth anything, and don't listen to me. I remember the 10% we do for the neighbor community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. So there will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast. Do not give up. Do not give in. We will win. I promise. And I only promise I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember, the Constitution limits government, but never limits you. This is a constitutional representative republic, and we vote in a democratic process. Do not use the demon word in the wrong way. We're not a democracy. That's called socialism or communism. Now, guys, every day being better than the day before, right? Your future is a reflection of your heart now. Make sure your heart is in the right place every single day, being better than the day before. If you want America to be amazing, if you want America to be so profitable, so amazing, with the golden streets paved everywhere, with smooth, you don't even need shocks on your car because the roads are so smooth. You have to think that America is that now. Because there is no path to that unless you believe in that. You have to envision that. That's where liberty, the freedom to think that America is amazing. Come on, guys, do better. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out